Hello and welcome to Box Free with Stephanie. Today I want to show you how to make some basic foods with simple ingredients from scratch. And I hope you discover cooking box free is fast and delicious. So let's cook together. Today we're going to make Nutty Reeses cups, which are kind of like a nutty, seedy power snack, I like to think of them. They're just something that you can make to whatever you really like. So I like peanut butter and a lot of nuts and seeds. So I am choosing my little ingredients today, but you can you'll see when I start adding my ingredients that you can really kind of add whatever you like for your peanut butter. I call this the peanut butter Reese's cups because they are like, you're going to put them in the little cups and make little Reese's peanut butter cups, but they're much chunkier and seedier. So I have my third of a cup here because I'm going to do my quarter cup with all my seeds and nuts. So I'm trying to get a quarter cup, which doesn't really even matter. It's pretty flexible on the recipe, but I really am being kind of goofy because I don't want my quarter cup to get all messy. So, so I'm using my third of a cup and just going a little bit shy. So I'm going to mix my peanut butter with my coconut oil just to kind of get those all blended together. I don't know, I feel better. I started out doing this recipe where I would just do the peanut butter and the coconut oil after everything else, which was really fine, but I don't know, I just like to know that my coconut oil, like today my house is a little bit cooler, so it's a little bit hard, and I want it to be all like nice and soft, because this has to be like 73 before it gets soft. And this is how much I measure. This is like a tablespoon. Is it really? Probably, but like, I'm not that picky. I'm kind of flexible with this because it's just going to all stay in the fridge because it does have so much coconut oil, and I wouldn't want it to get like too soft if I kept it on the counter. So that's why I don't really care about my measuring so much today. So I'm going to just mix my coconut oil with my peanut butter, because I want to make sure that I can see all my coconut oil getting dispersed. Like there's a little bit of chunks in there still, which probably once I add on my nuts and stuff, it wouldn't really matter. But I don't want to take that chance. So I'm just going to do it. And I'm almost done. So just like that. I mean, just so that you know that your coconut oil isn't one big mass in the bottom of your peanut butter. Now I also think I've got my little hot plate, which is a little crazy. So I'm going to start my dark chocolate. And these are my little cups I'm going to make. I put them in here because then I can put them in the fridge and pull them back and forth. And they're just kind of an easy way to keep them all, because these are just my silicone molds, and I could put them out here and then I got to pick them up and put them in something or put them on something to get them into the fridge to chill. So I've just decided, like, put them in here and then I just keep it in there, and it's like everything's done at once. Okay, so I love dark chocolate, so I'm doing dark chocolate, but if you want semi-sweet, you totally could. And 1 cup is kind of barely enough, so I always throw a few extra in there just to make sure I've got what I need, because I want to have enough chocolate. And then I've discovered you don't even have to do like a double broiler with this recipe. Let's see if I want this one. You just need to melt it at a low temperature, which of course this thing is kind of hard to know when it's at a low temperature. So I'm really hoping I don't burn my chocolate too much. But in the meantime, I'm going to start measuring all of my nuts and seeds. So this is what I like, and you can put what you like in your Nutty Reese's cups. But I'm just going to start with some sliced almonds. I have like 8 things, I think. Yeah, I have 8 because I don't really want more than 2 cups worth to go into my little peanut butter cups. So if you get more than 2 cups into the 8 of them, then they just get really thick, which whatever, if that's what you like, then go for it. But I don't really want that. I want these to be like, they're almost too thick with the 2 cups here, but that's okay. Okay, no, I'm doing shredded coconut, unsweetened coconut. That's because I kind of love coconut, and it gives it kind of a crunchy taste, but it also gives it a, you know, obviously a coconut taste. So if you don't like that either, then just skip that part, or put something else in there. Oh, here's my little measuring spoon all full of baking powder. So I do sesame seeds and flax seeds, which I grind, so there's my fancy sign. But I only do a tablespoon of these, and maybe even a little bit shy, just, you know, a decent amount there. And so again, that's optional. Sesame seeds, I like these in it. That's why I kind of call them, whoopsie, heavy on that. My little power snacks, because everything here is just really good for you, and a lot of calories and a lot of energy, all the good fats for you. So, whoopsie, I need a 1/4 cup of this. So I like these when I need something that's, I don't know, filling and chocolatey, because it does have chocolate on each side. So that's nice. Okay, so I haven't cut anything yet, but now I'm going to cut my pumpkin seeds, which I haven't ever left them whole, and they're not huge. I mean, I could maybe leave them whole, but I just don't want to, because I want these to be, I don't know, just easy to chew, and I don't want them to be so chunky that they kind of fall apart when you're eating them, because when you do bite into them, they do get a little bit, I mean, there's so many nuts and seeds, and so you don't want them to fall apart. And the whole basis with the purpose, oopsie, I forgot I was doing this. The purpose of the peanut butter and the coconut oil is to make them all stick together. Because, like, obviously, if I just put a bunch of nuts in there, they would just totally fall apart. So my peanut butter and coconut oil is my glue for all my seeds. And that's kind of why I like the coconut oil, because I feel like it's just coats everything, and then when it gets cold, it's really stiff, and so it really glues it together. Okay, and I think these are going to be good enough. And so anyway, you can do almond butter, you could do tahini. I haven't done it with honey. Well, I don't know if you want the sweetness. I guess if you do, you can do whatever you want, but I like the peanut butter and the coconut oil. But you could skip the coconut oil, I think, quite easily. Okay, so there's my 1/4 cup. Oh, that seems like a lot. Gosh, I guess it's not too bad. Hopefully I won't end up with too many ingredients, which is easy to do with this recipe. But I did measure, and I kind of like this recipe because everything's a 1/4 cup. 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup, except your, my coconut oil. We'll throw that for the dogs. Coconut oil and sesame seeds and flax seeds. I don't want a 1/4 cup of all of those, but whatever, if you do, then you can go for it. Ooh, now look how beautiful my dark chocolate is. I have a tiny bit of chips still in there, so I'm gonna just turn this off, unplug it to make absolutely sure, and then my peanuts. Okay, so I'm supposed to have like 8 things, right? That's what I said, because 8 times a 1/4 is 2 cups. All right, so, and these I definitely am going to chop up because I don't want them, all right, give that to the dog. I don't want them to be so big, and these really are quite big. And if you didn't have sliced almonds, you could just cut up almonds. I've done pecans in here. I've done it without sunflower, without the sesame seeds. I don't know, you just different stuff, you know, like this is kind of my standard recipe now that I make more than other things, but if I'm out of pumpkin seeds, then I totally make it without the pumpkin seeds. I mean, it's not like I don't not make it because I'm out of one little nut or seed. So, and I call them my Reeses cups because they're kind of like a peanut butter cup, but they're not really peanut butter cup. You know, I mean, they have peanut butter in them, but so whatever. They're just a name. You can call them whatever you want to. Okay, so now I'm going to add this. Oh, this is kind of messy. All right. So we're done with that. Now my dog's really waiting for some more. It'll be really nice and just give him some food today, right? Some peanuts. Oh boy, I forgot about these. Okay, so this is very nice and warm. So I'm going to just get this off the heat. Okay, so this is just going to sit here and be perfect while I stir this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it the opposite. Okay, because I haven't decided if I like to put the base of chocolate, then put it in the fridge, and then add the nuts. But I think I have discovered that I don't have to do that. Because you can put this in when your chocolate is nice and soft. You can put your filling in when your chocolate's nice and soft. But if you don't like that idea and you want like a definite line, you could pop them in the fridge for 5 minutes because this is a really thin layer of chocolate. So it won't take long to firm up. Okay, so now, I don't know if you can see this, but like this cup, it isn't spread out all the way because my chocolate's, you know, just kind of sitting there. So then I basically just put this in the bottom, like squish it out kind of to make sure that my chocolate is like flat against the bottom of my silicone and actually almost like up the sides just a tiny bit. And look at, these are like a disaster. Oh, this is like super messy. I try to do a nice job and keep it like clean around the edges, but that did not work out today. So that's okay. If you really want them to be clean once they're all hard and done, then you can just, you know, scrape that right off because it'll be hard and it will come right off your little silicone mold. And then I keep mine in the silicone mold sometimes, and then you can take them out. So it's up to you. If you want to take them out to store them, you don't have to keep them in the silicone. But I do more often than not, just because it seems like it's a little bit easier to just keep them right in there. And then when you go to eat them, then you like peel them out and munch away. But I have traveled with these, and I guess I've done it both ways with that too, where I have them in the molds and where I don't. So it depends on what's going on in your life. If it's easier to keep them in the molds, just do that. And then this is just a matter of stirring this until it all looks like it's all blended. I never taste it, like, I don't know. It's just the same old stuff. It's nuts and seeds. So it's very small and, you know, small pieces of your guts here. So now, I guess I could do this a little more sanitary. I'm just going to do kind of like a tablespoon, like this much in each one to see how much I need in each one. And then when I get to the end, oh, I just lost a little bit, I'm going to flatten it out and see which ones are a little bit shy and then give them some more. So you could probably, you know, this is kind of measuring out. Oh, I'm dropping all kinds of them inside the thing. I haven't ever done that before. I got to get it out because I want all this in there. Okay, so I have a whole bunch in here. So now I can see already, like that one's really light. They're all kind of light because I have so much left. And so you want to flatten these out, which can be a little bit messy because they're just all this like cut up nut seedy stuff, so they're not like a nice perfect little smooth batter, but it totally works out. So don't worry, we're going to get there in a minute here. Just trying to get my proportion correct so I can make them all flat and perfect. Boy, I'm really being messy today. I got stuff all over the place, I feel like. Oh, that's okay. All right, so now I'm going to just take my little spatula and flatten it down. And I want this flat so that my chocolate has like a top to sit against. You know, if I didn't flatten these out, like, and I poured chocolate over it, there's no way they would like look like a little Reese's peanut butter cup. So I want them to be all flat. And I also am basically pushing it down to make like a firm filling. I don't really want there to be a whole bunch of pockets or air, you know, like I want it to be compacted down. So this is like my I don't even know what those tools are that they use on the highway. I don't know why I just thought of that, but like, you know, you're like smashing down the concrete, whatever those things are. Would not want to run one of those all day long. This is way easier, so do this instead of getting a job with MnDOT smashing concrete down. Okay, so this one's really big, and this one's a little bit small, and that one's really small. But I'm just going to leave them because it doesn't really matter, but I do like them to be all, of course, the same size if I can do it, but I didn't get there today. Okay, so now I have my chocolate, which is still very liquidy and lovely. And now I'm going to just pour a little tablespoon over the top. And then once I get this all separated into my 8, then I will go back around, smooth the top of these out, and then add more in where I need more chocolate. And I'm going to use every bit of this chocolate. So if you discover that this isn't enough chocolate for you, just do like 1.25 cups. But it's kind of surprising, like 1 cup is almost the magic amount. But again, maybe that's because I don't need a whole lot of chocolate on my cup part. So now I'm just going to spread this around, which also gets kind of messy. But if you take your time, whoopsie, which I just hit there, you can sometimes do it perfectly where you actually don't get hardly anything on your edges. But it's pretty hard, and I don't think people are really going to care. Plus, when you go to serve them, you actually take them out of the silicone so that they can see the little cute Reese's peanut butter cup shape, you know, the whole concept of it. So then it doesn't really matter what your silicone molds look like. But of course I like to make them look as nice as I can. But I'm not doing a super good job of that today. Okay, so now this one and this one have a little bit of where you can see the seeds kind of on the top. And I want to add a little bit more. This one I can see the seeds and I'm almost out. Oh boy. So this is where you can get picky with it, or you can just be like, it's good enough and just call it good. But I'm going to just try to get these all done. Okay, that's it. They're actually not done. Okay, what I like to do is put some sea salt on these. So if you don't want to do that, you can just totally be done, put them in the fridge, put the lid on, and you are finished. Hope I have some chocolate on me. I'm going to put them in the fridge for 10 minutes. That's my magic number I've discovered. If I put it on right now, all the chunky sea salt will just soak right in. If I wait 15 minutes, then it's so hard that it doesn't even soak in at all. So I'll be back in 10 minutes, and then we're going to sprinkle some coarse sea salt on top because I like that salty sweet. So we'll be back. Okay, we are back, and it's been 10 minutes, and so they are getting just barely a little bit firm. So now I'm going to add my coarse sea salt, which again is totally optional for you. But I like to add some just because it does give a nice, I don't know, a little bit of a zing, I guess you could say. You could probably add some chopped nuts or like sesame seeds or kind of whatever you want to almost give an indication of what's inside. So you just put as much as you want on there, and then you put them back in the fridge. I'm going to actually put my lid on and call it done, and then we will enjoy these every day for the next week. Okay, so that's it. Nutty Reese's cups is what I'm calling these things. Thanks for watching the show. I hope you make some Nutty Reese's cups and your family thinks they're delicious. I appreciate your time watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.